Newton, Ryan Clark, Courtney Crone, and we know Dallas made a statement yesterday, but so did you on social media. I'm going to give you the floor here.
I'm trying to figure out, Courtney, I thought Stephen A. Smith said he was going to send me a tweet publicly apologizing and telling the entire world that I was correct. I never saw that tweet, Stephen A. Is my phone broken?
No, mine's is.
Oh. But you made a promise, though. You made a promise.
Which is what, so I thought it would be even better to come on national television.
Sound like an excuse.
And say, with the camera, my bad. You know, RC was right. Looks like a prophet right now. I mean, I have to say, we stand down. Thanksgiving was his day. Every prediction he made was right on the money. None but love for you. When my new phone gets up working and I connect to my X account, I'll make sure to tweet it again. All right? I'll give it to you, but I'll say this. Enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. That's what I'm going to tell you. Enjoy the moment, because there ain't going to be many. Let's go.
You did ask if we were going to show your highlights, and of course, we delivered.
I just wonder, are we going to continue to show how many times I was actually right yesterday?
Don't push it. We'll see how today
goes. Well, there's only 3 games. There's only 3 games. I mean, you got 3 times.
All right, let's get right into it. Go into that Dallas Cowboys game. They outlasted the AFC champions from Kansas City on Thursday, 31-28, in a game where the Cowboys' offense was the difference maker. Dak Prescott went for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, while receivers CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were too much for a short-handed Chiefs secondary. After the game, it was pandemonium in the Cowboys' locker room, turkey legs and all.
How about those last 4 days? The heartbeat of this football team is different. I'm going to say that again. The heartbeat of you men, this team is different. And I am so proud. I will fight with you guys anytime, any place.
Man, what a week it has been for the Dallas Cowboys. Stephen A., what kind of statement did you see from Dallas last night?
Well, I thought it was a profound statement. They're going up against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Just give credit where credit is due. Just after beating the Philadelphia Eagles, they didn't rest on their laurels. They showed up on Thanksgiving Day and showed out. Accumulated 457 yards of offense. That's a season high allowed by the Kansas City Chiefs, scoring 31 points. That tied for a season high allowed by the Kansas City Chiefs. We know they had 10 penalties. We know they had like 5 pass interference calls and all of this other stuff. We get that part, but in the end, Dallas is just reminding us that their offense is prolific. It is Super Bowl caliber. It is led by Dak Prescott. These brothers in Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are no joke. We knew that CeeDee Lamb wasn't going to have another game like he had Sunday against Philadelphia. He wasn't going to drop passes this go round. He balled out. We give them their respect where it's due. We give RC his respect where it's due. Went up to the board looking like Orange Crush, you know, with the orange suit and all of that, and told us all, you know, what was going to happen. I thought that the Chiefs could still get them, but in the end, the Dallas Cowboys deserve a lot of credit on this day. But having said that, I'd just like to caution RC and everybody else. It's important to bring this up. Dak Prescott wins games in September. He wins games in October. He wins games in November. And in December, my God, he wins like 72% of his games. And then January arrives. and that is when everything comes tumbling down. You understand? Winning 33% of his games, 4-8 overall in the month of January, 2-5 in playoff competition. So you go ahead and you have your moment, and Cowboy Nation, have your moment. I like the fact that you're no longer on the curb. You have ascended, and you're continuing to ascend and ascend and ascend. And ultimately, you're going to be on that roof that I've been talking about. And we going to see. And that's all I got to say. Floor is yours.
All right. So let's focus on this game, though. I get where we're going, like way ahead in the future. Cam, from last night, what did you see from the Dallas Cowboys that impressed you?
I think the thing about Dallas yesterday that is abundantly clear is Dallas Cowboys matches up versus any team in the NFL. Yes, I said it. Any team in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys is a good matchup against. Now, with saying that, when you start to say what's different about this team than years before, it's George Pickens. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb was really what Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb was supposed to be. The whole dynamic and the lineage of how Dallas have won in years past has been what? The offensive line, protecting the quarterback, and the run game. Well, this is what makes it extremely different because this team is extremely explosive. What George Pickens brings to that dynamic now alleviates the stress load from a guy like CeeDee Lamb. And who would have ever thought that in late game situations, how many times this year have we seen Dak look to George rather than Dak looking to CeeDee? I think it was a definite statement win. And when you look at the crystal ball, so to speak, of what's been transpiring over these last couple of weeks, nobody, and I mean nobody, would have been able to say, hey, Dallas is going to be both of the following teams that was in the Super Bowl last year. Oh my goodness, and that's something that they need to keep building on.
They feel like a different team.
Yeah,
the
statement that Dallas made is if and when they get into the playoffs, they are true NFC championship contenders. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys have an MVP candidate in Dak Prescott. He's ascending to be a top-tier quarterback with the way that he's operating. And they have a Coach of the Year candidate, in my opinion, in Brian Schottenheimer. I know we're going to talk about the McVays and the Vrabels and the McDonalds. The leader of men that Brian Schottenheimer has shown himself to be over the last month has been unparalleled in 2025. The way that this offense has ascended schematically since he took over the head coaching position and play calling position has been excellent. And defensively, now that you've added the pieces through Jerry Jones, by the way, making that decision, they have enough defense to go out and win games. And the way they've executed down the stretch, being down to both of the Super Bowl participants at home in consecutive weeks and finding a way to win, those are teams that are built through grit, through execution, and preparation. And that's what a head coach has been charged to do. And Dak Prescott is being one of the best leaders on the field.
The remaining schedule here.
Well, it's really very touching to see you. It's really very touching to see you give Jerry Jones credit, RC. I mean, I know that's rare. I know that's hard for you. But it's nice to see you do that. So congratulations on that part. Let me tell you what's hard for me, to give Matt Eberflus some credit, the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, because they look like straight trash and hot garbage for the first 6 weeks or so. They don't look like that now. That defense looks real. With Overshown back, with Quentin Williams there, I mean, I got to give credit where credit is due, no doubt about it. This is the best we've seen the Dallas Cowboys look in years. I mean, in years. They look that formidable. But again, with expectations comes pressure. And usually when that happens is when we see the very worst. So we shall see.
So before we get to January, like the remaining schedule, and we went through this exercise yesterday with RC going to the board. Remaining schedule: at the Lions, home against the Vikings, Chargers, at the Commanders, at the Giants. You said if and when they make the playoffs, and I'm focusing on that when part. Are they legitimate threats when they get in there? Or is this just like the byproduct of what Stephen is saying, like good regular season team, a team that fails when they get to?
No, they're legitimate threats because I believe the quarterback is different. We always point to Dak Prescott underperforming in the most important moments. Well, there's been no more important moments, at least in his career thus far, than the last 2 weeks, or the leadership he had to show when one of their brothers was lost. And so I believe that Dak Prescott is now a different man, which makes this team different. And Cam made one of the most important points of the first 10 minutes. George Pickens makes this team different. When you slide the coverage to CeeDee Lamb, George